Hi, everyone. So it's in the evening. It's a little darker, so I can sit with this nice tree behind me, and the glare doesn't get in the way. So I'm very excited. Okay. Um, Today, well, first I want to say thank you to all of you who have been watching. I'm really blown away and so thrilled that so many of you are watching. We're getting close to 1,000 views on the first episode, and all the other ones are up over 100. And the last couple are climbing to 100. But I'm just beyond grateful for you all to that you've been watching and commenting. Um, so it's so cool to get your suggestions, your help. Many of you are German and live here. Many of you have done what I've done in your life. At some time, people have moved here from different places and done something similar. So you're relating to what I'm going through. And there's some of you who kind of want to do what I'm doing and are curious about looking into it. So it's been really fun connecting with you all and getting your messages and even getting to know a few of you in person. So it's really kind of cool. I'm really, really thrilled, and I really appreciate you all watching. So I'm gonna go through. We're up to October 15th, and I think we can get through the 18th. It's really only one day of actual touristy stuff. On the 15th, I had a lesson, a voice lesson for myself, and then I went. I'll preface this with saying, before I moved out here, I looked into connecting with some musical theater groups and some teaching possibilities and, a few things. And one of the groups that I looked into was the Musical Theater Society of Berlin. They are a group of expat English-speaking people, mostly from the UK, but from other places as well. And so the woman who runs that group and I had been talking back and forth a little bit, and she had said, when you're finally in Berlin, let me know. We'll hook up, and we'll grab a bite or whatever and talk. Well, we didn't actually get to do that for a bit because they were putting on a concert, a kind of a cabaret musical theater concert, and so my first meeting of her and the group was at the concert. So on the 15th, I went to their evening cabaret. They had two performances, so this was the first one. And immediately, the warmth of people, it's just been really overwhelming. Right when I got into the restaurant, which had a room, like a cabaret room in it, I met somebody there who we just started talking. We were both kind of showing up at the same time, and the doors weren't open yet, and we got a beer together. And he was a really nice guy, and we had a really nice time talking. And then the show started. It was a packed house, all masked, and one after another, it was just a really fun evening of performances. Everybody that belongs to this group performed a couple songs at least, and it was just really fun. I learned some new pieces I hadn't heard from newer shows. I'm kind of old-fashioned with my taste with musicals, so well, we won't go into that right now because I get started and then I go down a slippery slope. But there were some fun songs from Six and from several newer musicals, and some really talented people. One of the guys from Brazil in the group, and I spoke at intermission, and then afterwards, he was really amazing, really, really polished, really top-notch performer, and hadn't done very. I don't know what he's actually done. Has not sung professionally, and he was as good as anything I've seen on Broadway. I mean, really, honestly. So that was fun to meet him, and we've connected and might work together in the future. So that was fun. So the whole evening was really fun, and I finally got to talk to her at the after the show. She had produced and directed it, and sang in it as well. And so that it was it was a fun evening in many ways. It was socially fun. I kind of felt in my element with the musical theater crowd because that's kind of where I come from, and as well as an opera background too. But I haven't yet gotten really into an opera group yet, but I'm hoping to. So anyway, that was that evening. So it was really fun, and they're doing Rent right now. So I think it's sold out, but if you're really interested and you want to see if they have any tickets, it's just Musical Theater Society Berlin, MTSB. Okay, so great group, and they are. I'm hoping to work with them in the future. I may be teaching a workshop with them in the spring. We'll see what happens. But they're very talented, and they're doing Rent right now. So look them up and see if you can get in. So that was that night. The 16th, I have nothing on the calendar. It was a Saturday. I have no idea why I just didn't do anything, I guess. I must have stayed in and worked on music and things like that. On the 17th, I did go into town, and I went to the Tiergarten. So I took the train over to the western entrance of the Tiergarten, and I didn't know this was happening, but there was a big antique market right outside there at the entrance. And so I walked around there. It was really cool. I didn't buy anything because I was going for a long walk, so I didn't want to carry stuff with me. But I'll have to go back and really look more carefully at things. But it was fun to walk around there. And then I went into the park, into the southern section, which was so beautiful. There's a waterway that kind of feeds into lakes, and there are beautiful birds, blue herons, and the trees were changing because it was still fall, and it was just really, really, really beautiful. And you'd never feel like you were in a big city. Not a lot of people. I saw those horse chestnut trees, and I just left them alone. And there's these white berries you see all over the place too, and I was tempted to, just go and eat all those berries off the bush, but I didn't because, and I believe they're called snowberries. I think they're called, and they're also slightly. I think you can eat them a little, but they're not great to eat, and too many will make you sick. So I'm leaving them alone. I'm not picking anything like that anymore. I learned my lesson. So so I walked through the whole southern area. It was just beautiful. And there was a little Michael Jackson tribute thing. I don't know why, but there was something on the grass at one spot. It was interesting. And then I crossed over into the northeastern part of the park and saw there's a Russian war memorial. I think it's a Soviet war memorial, because it was Soviet Union, I think, at the time. And there are tanks in front. It's a little ominous, but interesting, cool to see. And then I came out of the park at the northeast entrance and walked over to the Reichstag. I keep forgetting what the building is. I think the building is the Reichstag, I believe. But it's where the government is. So it's like the Capitol building, basically. And it's a restored, it had been bombed as well, restored, enormous, beautiful building. And right on the other side of it, the river Spree is right next to it. And on the other side is this complex of bizarre modern buildings. And I think they're really cool. I love them. I find them beautiful. And they're very futuristic looking, but really tasteful, I think. But these just seem to blend in beautifully with the river. There's a bridge going over the river. I don't know, I just found them really beautiful. So I walked around there and then went home from there. And then, let me find the last date, the 18th. Yeah, I stayed in because, on the 17th, I got home in time to teach a couple lessons. And the 18th, I had a class, German class in the evening. But in the daytime, I decided I was going to do a lot of composing work. And I remember I was at the computer inputting my work, and I fell asleep while doing it. I guess I was tired. And I woke up a few minutes later and didn't know where I was. I don't know if you've ever had that feeling where you freak out. You don't know what day it is, where you are, anything. So I had that happen, but I gradually figured it out and calmed down. So those were those 4 days. And I will tell you, I got my second letter of intent to hire last night. So I'm doing good on that. And I had a meeting today with a visa expert who is going to help me get things together for the visa. So things are moving along. Thanksgiving is in 2 days. I want to wish everyone a beautiful, wonderful Thanksgiving for those who celebrate. And I might do a video while cooking a little tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see if I can get up the gumption to do that. But thank you all again for listening, and I will see you soon. Okay. Bye.